is going to be a lot like how I interviewed you last time. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Hola.
How you even know they can hear us?
Because the sound is on the thing.
No. I mean, but I don't know. It's windy and stuff.
Well, no. So I put that's what this is for, to stop it from being affected so much by the wind. But hey, everybody. We are in sunny Watkins Park. And I have with me my good friend Jordan. Yay! And so, yeah. All right. So I'm going to ask you questions and you're just going to answer them. All right, ready?
Okay.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
No, but no, how are you doing? Like, okay, today I think I'm a little stressed because I feel like I don't have enough time to pursue the stuff I really want to pursue because I have things to do. But you feel fine?
I still feel fine. I mean, it's whatever. Take it a day at a time. Right now I feel cool. I'm
That's
okay.
good.
I'm settled. I'm not like
stressed.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
So now.
So who is Jordan? How would you describe yourself? Like, who are you?
You gonna ask these hard questions? I don't know.
It's not hard questions. Well, I mean, okay, I admit that they're hard, but I think, like, who are you in this moment right now? Because I feel like we can be different versions of ourselves based on where we are and how old we are in the process.
I don't even know. Can you simplify that?
So,
ask a more specific question.
So, Alicia, I am a creative. I'm a child of God. Well, firstly, I'm a child of God. I'm loved by God. I am a creative, and I write music, and I take pictures, and I love people, and yeah. That's who I am right now.
Okay. I don't know. I'm funny. I guess, playful. Mm-hmm. I'm a creative as well.
What do you create? Well, wait. I'll let you finish first,
or, I don't draw and stuff as much, but I don't know. I'm just very creative. Like, I just think of stuff.
But you do draw really well.
Hard worker, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
A people lover.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Do you think it's sometimes? I think it's all the time, even if it's tough love.
Oh, well, what I do say, I don't know. This is constant conflict between, like, I want to be shy, but then I want to be outgoing at the same time. It's very strange.
Why do you want to be shy?
I want to be shy because I want to be in the background. I don't want to be in the public light. But then I want to be bold because I want to do those things. Mm-hmm. But then I'm shy because of how the people will respond. I just want to stay in the back. But yet, it's like two things at war. Mm-hmm. It's like, stay in the back. But it's like, no, come to the front. Mm-hmm. Make this stuff happen.
So do you think your true self is outgoing?
Probably so. I think so.
So why do you fear, I guess, like, what other people... what is the fear?
Life. I don't know. Mm-hmm. The number one things from childhood is acceptance. What somebody's going to say. Not like I yearn to feel accepted, but, through childhood experiences, you kind of just, or me, I just stay away from certain situations to avoid possibility of not being accepted.
Yeah. Did something happen, like, that you just feel like... Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was always different. I was never...
Watch the sound.
Like...
It's picking up everything.
I was always different. I was never like everybody else.
What is different? Okay, so what is...
I didn't do the same stuff everybody else did. I was practically raising my mother as a child. I knew stuff that children don't supposed to know. Mm-hmm. Like, nobody literally had to raise me. I just... somehow knew all of it. I didn't talk like the rest of the kids and do what else they was doing, and I was just always different.
Yeah.
So I felt like I never fit in. Yeah. It's like, well, who do you talk to? Who do you who do you talk to about this? I just always felt like I was on a different page. Mm-hmm. Even my cousins, I'm totally from my family.
Yeah.
I'm totally different from the other ones.
Yeah.
They all, I'm not gonna say they're crazy, but it just doesn't make sense. We came from the same cloth. It doesn't make sense as to why I'm the only one that's totally different. And so, that difference is obviously a good thing. I obviously know that, that's from God and setting me apart, being chosen. But at the same time, that could be viewed as, it could, it can make you feel, less than. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. You should feel empowered and. But whatever.
So let's talk about
So that's why it's a constant war.
Yeah. But so when you were a child, like, were you more like open to be creative and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that, I guess when you're younger, like you're put in a lot of adult situations, but like, were you able to like explore more of your, creative side?
Yeah. I was making stuff. I wanted to be an inventor.
What do you want? Really? I wanted to be an inventor too.
I was making stuff.
I actually invented like the iPod. I'm so serious. I did before it was a thing.
No, you created the Zoom, the knockoff.
Either way,
nobody buys.
No,
it's like, no,
I created a phone that could play tapes, that could play CDs.
A phone, so you would load your CD into. Okay.
Yeah, you can play tapes and CDs and stuff, but like I think when you're a child, you're given more permission to dream and more room.
I wouldn't even say it's more permission. I would say you're not stifled.
Yeah.
So because your brain isn't thinking about all that stuff. Your brain isn't trying to protect yourself. Your brain isn't. So when you grow up and get through life, now you're focused on, I got to do this, I got to do that.
Yeah.
Your brain now starts to kick in and do, and kind of place limitations. But as a child, you don't have those same limitations because you don't know any of that stuff. And so you just dream your highest dreams and you just do whatever because you feel like you can do it because society.
Why can't you?
Know what I'm saying? Society, as you grow up, you get molded by society.
Yeah. I like what you said though, like protecting, because I think the younger we are, the more naive we are, and it's like, oh, I could do anything, I could be anything. Like, I can create a phone with like all this other stuff. There's no one telling you like
you can't do this.
You can't do this. You need do you know how much money that's gonna cost?
Right. You're not thinking about that.
You're not thinking about that. You're just thinking about
your logical side of your brain. You know what I'm saying? Isn't I don't want to say isn't developed yet because I'm not a whatever that word is. Those people that study that, which I do want to study.
Yeah.
But all of that stuff hasn't kicked in yet. Your brain isn't doing all of that.
But I think that's a good place to be. I think we all need to be more childlike in that way. I think, the older we get, we narrow our view. Like, we think we can only be one thing. We think we can only study one thing. We think that we have to look like this in order to be successful at it or only go this route.
Right.
And it's almost like people serve it to you like it's reality. But I feel like it's not even reality more than it's like kind of like binds. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a child, you see children playing and they're free and they don't care. Like, I'm a unicorn today.
Oh, there's danger there.
Exactly.
Don't go over there.
Exactly.
And you're like,
whatever, I'm good.
Right.
And the reason why I brought up protection is because I keep saying like fear. I think fear is well-wishing, right? Because it wishes to protect us. So like we fear touching hot things, so we won't burn ourselves. We fear like not running in the street, getting run over by a car. You know what I'm saying? Like, so fear has its place, but I think the older we get, the more we allow fear to drive our lives. Because when you're a child, you're not really afraid of a lot of things. You might be afraid of like a monster in the closet, things that aren't real. But it's almost as delusional when you're an adult. We fear things that aren't real, that haven't happened.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know.
It was this meme that they had with this big horse tied to a plastic lawn chair.
Yes.
And it said, it was like, I don't know, something about some obstacles it was almost like you're overthinking.
Yeah.
Like you think you're chained down, but you're not.
But you're not, because that horse
it's a
could
lawn
easily
chair. You could definitely move, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so, like we protect and set these things in place to, protect ourselves.
Yeah.
But it's like, you got to take, anybody who's successful, and like I said, from reading that book, anybody who's successful has taken risks.
Yes.
You have to. In order to grow, in order to evolve, you have to take a risk. You can't just play it safe all the time. Well, let me do it this way because this is the way that works, and I know I will get results this way. But you have to take risks. If you want to make change and do something different, you got to take risks.
Yeah.
And we, I'm trying to start now by doing that, but we typically don't. And then also understanding that if I take this risk, everything might crumble. Yeah. But it's okay.
Yeah.
I can pick my stuff up and go again because I've definitely taken a risk. And I said, oh, well, maybe it's the wrong risk.
Yeah.
But...
And I think
it doesn't stop you. You just keep going.
Yeah, and you have to change your outlook on failure. I know that, like, I feel like for every adult, usually the fear is of failure. Like, we want, like you said, we want to do things with, like, the know that we're going to be successful. And so, like, we have to change our definition of what success is, because even if I fail and fall on my face, but I learn something. Exactly. And now I know that's how successful. Like, that's a success to me.
But experience is very... You can have all the degrees that you want.
Yeah.
But if you don't have experience in the field,
it's pointless.
All of that's irrelevant.
It's pointless.
I remember, I went to this interview. I thought I was pretty good at the job. I was recommended. I met with them. Everything went smoothly. Now it was time to meet with the CEO. Met with him. And one thing he told me, he said, very great candidate. However, you just don't quite yet have the life experience to be able to deal with certain scenarios because there's certain stuff I can't teach you.
Yeah.
That life will have taught you, so that when you're faced with that opposition, you're able to move past that.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I couldn't even get mad. I said, that's true.
Fair, right.
That's very true. I mean, even, if you just think simple as management positions, you know what I'm saying? Like, we usually, one of our biggest things is, we defending ourselves.
Yeah.
Or we defending others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, but life, as you go through life, teaches you that sometimes you gotta, calm down, or sometimes you can't say everything you want to say.
Yeah.
You can't discuss this in this manner. This person could be completely wrong, but you still have to handle this situation in a manner that, you know what I'm saying, you take your person out of the situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not not attack on you.
It's not a personal thing.
You know what I'm saying? And we take on a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with us.
Yeah. If we can,
and we're being, like, for example, somebody cuss you out at work or at your job. That's not you.
Nah, that's not me.
That's the business. That's the job. You know what I'm saying? And so we got to take ourselves out of that and not be so defensive. Or even Christ, people persecute us or whatever. That's not an attack on me. That's an attack on God.
It's not.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
exactly.
Now, yes, I'm his servant and I'm his ambassador here
and
on
it can
the
definitely
earth.
feel like
but
it's an attack on you too.
That's not. It's not me.
Yeah.
You
If
know?
we can marry like the childlike openness and like freedom to like the adult knowledge and like the wisdom we gain as we age,
combo.
that would be amazing.
Great
And
combo.
I think like for me, like I'm on this journey, like, so we're doing this thing, right? We're doing this podcast and/or video. And so for me, I'm like, I can't do this because I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have all the things I think I need to have in order to do it. It's going to suck at first. And the thing is, it probably will suck. Like, this is probably going to be mad cringy.
Right. Just like the guy, what's that comedian on social media? Kevin
on stage,
or whatever.
yes.
Yes. And he said, one thing is, you're like, well, I can't do this because other people are doing it.
So what?
And he was like, so you be the 10,000 or 1 million and second person to do the same thing. Just still do it.
Yeah, because no one can do it like you.
Right.
Even though, like, so I look at, like, for example, romantic comedies, right? I love romantic comedies. They all have the same formula. They all the couple ends up together at the end. Like, that's, and I think that's one of the reasons why I like it. But every story is different, and it doesn't stop them from making more romantic comedies. Like, romantic comedies will probably be a thing as long as women are on the earth, and I hate to be a stereotype, but it's true. Like, a lot of women, anyway, love romantic comedies. And so if they can come out with, you don't like romantic comedies, that's fine. But whatever. But a lot of people like romantic comedies or action comedies, right? Like, it's the same formula. There's a serious cop dude or whatever, and then there's a more playful, like, comedian character who's kind of like the fall guy and, like, doesn't know what he's doing or he's clumsy or whatever. It's the same formula for every movie, but they keep coming out with these movies because people still want them, and there's always an audience for it. Like, some people prefer Sandra Bullock. Some people prefer, I don't know, Taraji P. Henson. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, there's something for every kind of audience, and I feel like God gives us our own stories, our own voices, our own experiences so that we can, tell our story our way, so we can portray something our way, because there's beauty in it.
There's only one you on the earth.
Only one.
And you have to maximize that you.
Yeah.
And give it out to the world.
So
because nobody else is going to do you like you did it.
Yeah.
And it's only one shot. You only got one shot to do it.
No, why you say? Oh, you mean your life?
Yeah, you only got one shot to do it.
This is not a rehearsal.
Yeah.
This is your life.
It's only one you. Once you die, it will never be.
I know.
No one will ever do it the same way you did it, because there's no way someone can do it this. You know what I'm saying? We're all different. None of us are the same.
Yeah.
We might have similarities, but we're all different.
Yeah. We are.
Our uniqueness is important.
And I feel like there are people attached to who you are, right? I feel like there are people that you're supposed to impact in your life, whether it be 5 people or 500 or 5 million, whatever. Like, at the end of the day, like, when my time is up, I want to make sure that I've done all the things that I can. So even if it is making cringy videos and podcasts in the beginning, hopefully, the thing is, the more you do something, the better you'll become at it. So, like, in the beginning, it'll suck. It'll be weird. But if you want to, people stop themselves because they want it to be perfect right away, right? But it's like, No, the only way to get not perfect but better is
Right.
that you keep doing it, because you'll never be perfect. And once you reach like a point where you're like, oh, this is, okay, so say now I want to be like, oh, I wish I could do this. And once I'm able to do it, I'm gonna wish I could do something else. Like, you'll never stop wanting to grow, which is a great thing. But like, wanting perfection shouldn't stop you from doing that. And I don't want my need to be perfect to stop me from reaching the people that I need to reach, that God put me here to reach. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. So what started your, I guess, like, your turnaround now, where you're like on this journey to like be more disciplined and talk about it?
I don't know. Just, time. We getting of age, and you got to do stuff a little
You
different.
saying getting of age like
We
you're
are.
like 75?
Okay, well, we about to be 30.
Okay.
And even though that's still young, it's still a marker in life, And so I just feel like it's time out for the games.
Yeah.
If you want something, you got to go get it. And it's time out for, putting it on someone else. Like, if it doesn't happen, it's your fault.
Yeah.
You didn't make it happen.
You didn't try.
You didn't try. You didn't make it happen.
Yeah.
So I feel like, now it's just like time not winding up. It's not going to stop. It's not going to pause.
Yeah.
So
Even
just jump in right now.
Yeah.
And get it done.
Yeah. And I don't
do
know.
things differently,
So what?
There's an impact that we need to make.
So what impact? I mean, so what things are you trying to change? Like, what things are you trying to? I know we talked about it before we started recording, but like, what are some things that you're trying to be more disciplined in and like take on and stuff like that?
I mean, well, for one, taking care of yourself. Understanding certain things about yourself. Making an attempt to be free, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we just be like, oh, this is me, this is how it's going to be, or, we don't take on it, or we blame it on someone else. I'm like this because I'm mom. I'm like this because of my dad. But it's like, no, you got to get to a point where you understand, hey, look, regardless of whatever happened, I'm responsible for me now. And so let's break this. Let's change it. Let's break the cycle. Let's get freed. Let's become whole. And move forward. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that. And that's one thing, like I posted on Facebook, I'm only in competition with myself. I'm constantly moving forward from who I used to be. And that isn't just one thing. It's not like, oh, I used to be this and now I'm this. No, it's a constant thing, meaning it's a daily thing. I used to be a liar, and so now I don't lie anymore. Today I stole or something. So now, tomorrow, I'm moving past stealing.
So it's always progress to be made.
Right, it's always progress to be made. It's a continual thing. It's not just, oh, I was an ex this and now I don't do that no more. No, it's a continual thing. It's stuff that, you kind of drop off along the way. So that's what I meant when I said that. But I'm only in competition with myself. Just each day you try to become better. You try to stop certain things that you need to stop. You break unhealthy habits and adopt healthy habits. Stuff that's going to set you up for the future. Becoming financially wealthy is one. Oh, not financially wealthy. Becoming financially savvy is one. Just to gain or maximize each day, you know what I'm saying? Or to obviously not obviously, but not watching TV anymore. Not anymore.
No, but right now.
Monitoring. For this whole week I haven't watched TV, and I had so much time to do other stuff. Whether it was just lay around, but even in the midst of that, I was able to see how much time we do have in a day. If we cut out certain things that's, not necessarily bad, but cutting out certain things, you have a lot of time. Even to just better yourself, you could just get on YouTube, watch a couple of videos. You know what I'm saying?
University.
Like I'm reading. I'm trying to read more. Like I'm reading books. Like I said, now I'm reading a book on financial wealth. And just the nuggets that I'm getting from that. Like we all know about buying cars. Obviously, I have a brand new car. Was it the best move? No, but because of society, we feel like I just bought a new car, brand new, off the lot. I'm doing big things.
Meanwhile,
the wealthy
you
don't do that.
Nah.
The wealthy, they don't do that.
Nah, they
I'm
buy
not
what they
buying
can
a new,
afford.
or if I am buying a new car, it's already paid off as soon as I buy
it.
Because we understand, we're calculating the money. We understand the value that it loses within the first,
as soon as you drive off the lot.
4 years or so. So why not? Either if I'm gonna purchase something, it's because I have money to spend. I have money to blow, so I could just purchase this whole car outright and not be fazed by it. But realistically speaking, or a more financially savvy way to do it is, let me buy this 2016 car, for such and such price,
Yep.
because it has already depreciated in value. And you think about that, because when you buy this new car, you have interest. Even if you do zero
Yep.
down, even if you have zero money down and zero interest,
Yep.
it's still a bad
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, it
and
is.
we don't, that's not taught to us.
Yeah.
We thinking, I came up, I'm doing big
Yeah.
things. But even if you don't have to put any money down, even if you have no interest, it's still a bad financial decision, because now you're paying, the average car note is what? I think they say around 5 or 4 something, around 5 or 4 something, and the average term is like 60 something months.
Yeah.
What's that, like 5 years? You know what I'm saying? You think about
That's a
that,
long
like
time.
the
And
or
what you pay
even
in interest is way more.
But
than
even if
what
you
the
have
car's even
zero
worth.
interest, it's still not a good idea. But right, if you have interest, you're paying way more than the
Yeah.
car is worth.
Yeah.
But you're getting less value, because it's
Yeah.
not, once you finish paying all that, it's
Yeah.
not even worth
Exactly.
what you paid.
Like
so
you
it
said,
makes
the
no
zero
sense.
down. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's best to buy something old. You know what I'm saying? But we always want the brand new, spanking
Yeah,
new.
yeah.
Again, if you could afford it, go ahead and get
By
it. If
all
I could drop
means.
28 or 30 or $40,000 on a car,
Ooh, that's a lot of money.
you do that. If you can do it, do it. If it's
Yeah.
not going to, mess with your expenses, because we feel like, well, if I could manage these monthly payments, I'm
Yeah.
all right. But
Nah.
again, no,
Yeah.
because one, you're paying more. You're paying more for something than what it's worth.
Yes.
It makes no sense. We wouldn't do that. We wouldn't pay $30 for a sandwich, a PB&J. We're not paying $30 for that.
Nah.
That's overcharging.
Yeah.
And that's what they do with the cars. And then you, honestly, realistically speaking, like, for one, if you were to purchase a car cash, number two, you got to see how the dealerships work.
Yes.
They make most of their money through financing.
Yep.
Right? By financing, or when you lease it. If it's bought cash, the dealership only makes, again, this is just average numbers, probably about $100 off that car.
Dang.
But if they finance it, because you
add,
finance it,
yeah.
and then it's to the bank,
Yeah,
and so
exactly.
they sell that contract, and so now they probably get what, a couple of $100,
Yeah.
maybe like $1,000 or so.
Yeah.
But they don't make their money off selling cars.
Yeah, yeah.
They make their money off of financing and
Yeah.
selling their stuff to the banks and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I was like, who would have known? This isn't common knowledge, but you think they make their money off commission. So again, if you have cash, they're willing to give you discounts, because I got to reach that quota. So okay, you can buy it for $500 less,
So
or
for you,
$5,000
like, the
less.
veil is being like pulled off your
Right,
eyes.
right.
Like,
And I wish I would have learned this earlier.
because I wouldn't.
Even credit cards, it's
Yeah.
told not to get one, but then you have people say, well, you got to use the credit card
To
to
build
build wealth,
credit.
but then at the same time, not necessarily true.
Yeah.
You don't need a credit card to build wealth. And
True.
then the thing about credit cards is, all a credit card is saying is that you're good at managing debt.
Yep. Yep.
Because that's someone else's money.
Exactly.
Or just like when people say, oh my God, you're so wealthy.
Yeah.
And they're like, and then some people would like, no, that's like this one lady at church, she was talking about a car. She always wanted this one. I said, but you got a Bentley.
Yeah.
Or Maybach, whatever it was. Maybe that's the same thing. I don't know. But I was like, yeah, you got that. You got money. You rich. And she was like, no, that's credit. Like, she has good credit.
Yeah.
But good credit is not the same thing
like,
as
you're
being
still,
wealthy.
Right, it's not.
You just have good
people look
credit.
at credit cards like it's free money, and it's not. It's really
not free money.
It's really
not free money.
a burden.
Now, if you know how to, now again, it's a good tool if you know how to use it well. Most people, just like when you get those credit cards, and then they say, if you pay this amount per month, you'll finish paying it off by X, Y, and Z. But if I bought a $20 meal with my credit card, and not only, well, that's unrealistic. Let's say I bought, I don't know, some expensive $500 stereo, and they're saying, oh, your minimum pay, if you just pay $10 a month, again, you're overpaying for a product.
Yep.
Because yes, you bought that product because you wanted it now, and so you're
instead of waiting and saving.
You're fixing your, like, what's instant gratification. I have it now and pay for it later.
Yeah.
So you pay for that $500 speaker now,
Yeah.
and you just pay $10 a month.
Yeah.
But because of the interest, you're paying $10 a month for
Exactly.
what, like the next 2 years
Exactly.
or so, or the next
however
however
yeah.
long. And so you end up paying well over $500.
Oh, yeah.
You end up paying, let's say, $700 or
Yeah.
$650.
Exactly.
For something
That's
that
how
was
they
only
do with cell
$500.
phones. That's how what they do
with
with
the
cell
cell phones.
phones.
But then they have that thing of you trade it in halfway, get a new one, and start a new installment.
And
And that's what
more
most
debt.
people do.
Stupid.
But
Yeah.
that's what they're doing with the cell phone. Because now you can't. Well, you can buy it, but now the 2-year contract used to be what, $300. But now they finance the devices, and
Yeah,
so now they break that
exactly.
up into the installments because
Exactly.
they
And you're
making
paying
more
well
money that
over
way.
$300 with that.
But yeah, just intentional about like eating healthy.
Yeah.
What to eat.
Yeah.
You know, how to eat.
Yeah.
You know, just learning stuff like that just to be a better you. You know what I'm saying? Leaving wealth, leaving money for. First of all, that's a biblical principle. Leaving wealth for kids, or they said I think it says a wise man leaves an inheritance.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we die. And
Yeah.
then our parents got to pay for our funeral, or our kids got to pay for our funeral
Lord,
because
don't
we
say
ain't leave them with
parents.
no money.
Yeah. That's real.
So
It's almost like a process of like rebuilding yourself, like
Right.
like relearning, like, and I think that's a process that a lot of my friends are in right now, like relearning like what we do that's actually wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's actually detrimental to our well-being, to our, whether it be like finances or whatever. Like relearning what the real way to live is, the best way to live is. So like when you were, what do you think like got in your way? Like when you were a child, you go from this being this free person or whatever, this creator, this inventor, and then like at some point,
life, people saying or hearing about stories, you can't do this, you can't do that, you got to play it safe, you can't do it that way, you can't break against the mold. I mean, it's proven. They even did a study with monkeys and say a pole, and they had some bananas at the top of the pole, and so a monkey would try to get up to get the banana, and then they would spray them with the water hose and knock the monkey off, right?
Aw, that's not nice.
So all of the monkeys continued to do that, and they would get sprayed.
Yeah.
So then at a certain point,
They
you're
stopped
like,
doing
I'm
it.
not going to go because I normally get sprayed. But
Yeah.
then one by one, they would switch the monkeys out.
Yeah.
So each round would have a new monkey that is clueless to what has happened previously.
Yeah.
So now you have this new monkey and that don't even know what happened, but he's watching the other monkeys, and so he's not doing it.
Yeah.
And each one by one, they rotate the monkeys each round. By the end of the rounds, it's all new monkeys in it.
Wow.
All new monkeys that knew nothing about what happened,
but they
and
won't do
they
it.
won't go.
Wow.
So and even if you scan through life, you can see we've done that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you can't do it. This person didn't do it. I'm not
Yeah.
going to do it. My mom didn't do it, so she didn't go to college, so certainly I'm not going to go. I could just make it through social media. I could just make it big by doing this and that and this, that, or the fears and stuff is, cultivated in us through society.
Yeah. It's almost like it's
and so through life, you know what I'm
ingrained.
saying? Or even growing up as a child and having friends and going through the different relationships with that, like friends dying off, not dying off, but friendships falling off and stuff like that. You just get a little discouraged through life. And again, we adapt to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
And so as a result, we just play it safe. And we feel like I was talking to one of my family members and they said, I'm always going to live paycheck to paycheck. I said, why? You don't have no aspirations.
Why?
You don't have any goals. You can't see past
They
that.
don't think it's possible, or they don't want to.
They don't see it's possible
Wow.
because that's how it's always been. And so,
Which
but
makes
again,
sense.
if you've been in a situation for a long time, you start to be like, okay, this is life.
Yeah.
But for me, I've always, I don't know where it came from, but there's always been this voice on the inside to say, you're bigger than this.
Probably God.
You're bigger than this.
Yeah.
You don't have to live
Yeah.
according to the mold.
It's almost like change your mindset, change your life.
Which is why, and people don't, everybody ain't a Christian. Everybody don't believe.
Sure.
And, but this is why, by the renewing of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We have to daily renew our mind, be transformed. That's why we have to read the word and, understand those principles and apply them to our life, because those principles are contrary to the way the world is ran. You know what I'm saying? Be the lender and not the borrower. But we just borrowing.
Like it's normal. Like it's
nothing.
the thing to
you know
do.
what I'm saying? But it's like, no, I need to build myself up so that I'm in the position to lend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not about like asking people for assistance and asking people for help. No, it's not that. But it's just, setting yourself up.
Yeah.
So that you'll be good.
Yeah. So let's talk about your art. Do you consider yourself an artist?
I guess.
You
Sure.
guess.
I could do a little.
I need you to say.
something.
I need you to say. I'm
I
an
could
artist.
do a little something.
Okay. So what are your areas of artistry? Like, what do you?
Music.
Music.
I guess like drawing or I don't know, painting. Well,
You do
I mean,
know.
I don't do all of that stuff a lot now, but
listen,
just creating stuff.
This is what I'm saying though. As a child, we were finger painting, and like
I wasn't finger painting.
No, but listen. Okay, maybe you were like a prodigy, and you were like
I wasn't
with
finger
brushes
painting.
and
I was
everything.
creating Picassos.
Oh, excuse us.
Van Hoos and stuff.
No, but like as a child, if you go into a kindergarten class, you'll ask any of them, who in here is a great painter? All of them will raise their hands.
Right.
Who's in here a great singer?
Right.
All of them will raise their hands. Like, it's never a question, sorry, also B. But it's never a question about like, Oh, I don't really paint that often. I don't really do it every day. You know, they don't downplay themselves. They have like
you know, we compare
unquestionable
ourselves to other people.
confidence.
Well, yes, but I mean, I know I do a little something.
Yes, you are an artist.
Okay, sure.
You paint, you draw, you create music. Okay, great. So like, tell us about the music. Like, how did you get into like?
I don't know. I just always wanted
music?
to play the piano, and so my grandmother bought me one, and I was playing. I used to watch videos and stuff. I just always wanted to do it.
So is that how you learn, like through videos, or did you learn
videos or listen? I would just listen to the song and try to plug out the keys. I mean, obviously you learn the basics of piano, like you learn the notes and.
Sorry. Okay.
Obviously, you learn the okay.
So yeah, so we're talking about how you learn how to play piano. So go ahead.
I mean, obviously you learn the basics. What note is what?
Yeah.
Get the fundamentals, but for the most part, I just learned it by ear.
Yeah.
I listen to the song and mimic the song or play what I hear, different stuff like that.
Yeah. That's cool. So how did you get interested in like drawing?
I don't even know. I just drew. I honestly, I don't know. I don't
I'm
have
jealous.
the answers to these questions.
I'm envious.
I
wish I could draw.
It wasn't. I just did it. Yeah. It's something that had the ability to do. It wasn't like, oh, I want to draw. I just did it. I don't know. Just create.
As a child or like
you just create. You just do whatever.
Because when I was a child, I used to draw too, and then like I think at some point I'm like, no, like I didn't draw well, but like at some point I was like, oh, I can't draw well. I'm gonna stop now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so much like how I was saying before, like children, like they're just like, yeah, I draw, and like the older we get, it's like, no, I don't draw well, so like I can't do this. So like with your music, what do you hope? What is your hope and your goal like for your music? What do you hope to create? What is like?
Well, right now everything is churchy, and I'm trying to break out of that. I'm trying to be more versatile in my music, but I don't know, just to spread positivity.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's a jingle, whether it's a commercial.
Yeah.
Or a movie.
What do you want people to feel when they like positive?
It
yes,
depends.
but what like?
It depends.
Okay.
On what the feeling is.
Yeah. So do you want them to just feel happy? You said positive,
not necessarily happy. It just depends. Sometimes you listen to stuff and it makes you reflect. Sometimes you listen to stuff and it makes you just feel happy. Sometimes
so you want to send your listeners on a journey, like a
Sometimes you listen to stuff and you're like, it puts you in deep thought, or you listen to stuff and it just makes you reminisce. Sometimes you're happy. Sometimes you might be sad. It makes you sad. Like, who knows? But
So how do you plan on breaking out of that mold? Getting to where you want to be, because I mean, I don't think anything's wrong with being
churchy.
Play
different things.
Yeah.
Learn how to play different stuff. Just do it.
Yeah. So I guess Jordan has to go to work. So, like as we're wrapping up, like what is some advice? And I'm pretty sure I'll have you back again. Yay. So what is some advice that you would give fellow creatives out there, or those who are just like getting started on their journey?
Just do it.
Yeah.
It's no advice. You just get it done.
Yeah.
Do it the best that you know how to do. And if you feel like you can't do it good enough, then keep doing it.
Yeah.
Learn more. Perfect it.
Yeah.
If that's something you want to do, don't let nobody stop you. Just get it done.
Yeah.
No one else can stop you from doing anything. It's
Yeah.
all up to you. No one has the power to stifle you. No one has the power to box you in. It's you.
Yeah.
You get it done.
You're allowing people to get in your head.
You allow people to do that.
Yeah.
You just get it done. Our
Yeah.
own worst person is sometimes even ourselves.
Yeah.
You are in full control
Yeah.
of your life.
Yeah.
And we don't live that way.
Yeah.
We say, oh, this person left, or this person, didn't stay, and this person told me I couldn't do it, or whatever, or mom didn't do it, dad didn't do it, they didn't believe in me, X, Y, and Z, whatever. You are in charge and are in full responsibility of your life.
Yeah.
It's no one else's life but yours.
Yeah.
You just do it.
Yeah.
If they said no, do it again. They said no, you do it again.
Yeah.
If it's something you want to do, don't stop until you get it done. Unless you realize in yourself, hey, listen, let me switch it up. This ain't, you know what I'm saying? This not really
This is
working.
actually not it.
This not the path I wanted
Right.
to do. But if it's something you want to do, don't let anybody stop you. You just do. Now, of course, we have to be smart
Yeah, of
because
course.
we teach. It's taught. Oh, you can be anything you want to be. That's not true. You want to understand your weaknesses. You want to understand your strength. You want to understand what comes innately, what comes naturally.
And if you have to do work to get to where you want to be.
How much work you have to do to get there.
Count the cost. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even with that money book, you have to understand that, hey, there's a problem, and have to understand, hey, this is where I want to go. But then you also have to understand what would I run into in getting, what will stop me from getting there?
Yeah.
Is that something I'm willing to overcome or put in the work to push through?
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
If that's a little bit much.
Yeah.
you back off.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? You can't just do anything you want to do.
Yeah.
We each have a purpose.
Not without the work.
We all have a purpose.
Yeah.
And yes, you have to do work, but even
being aligned though is important.
You got to be in alignment.
Yeah.
So you can't just do anything.
Yeah.
I want to be a singer, but you can't sing. No.
Yeah.
I want to be a leader, but
Yeah.
you don't have good management skills.
Yikes.
I don't know how to lead people.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be in that position. You shouldn't be in politics. You shouldn't be.
Or if you don't have good people skills, and I
if
see
you don't
that
have good
all
people
the
skills,
time.
you don't have good
People
people skills, and you in these positions.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Your number one thing is people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
literally.
Understand that you can't do everything, but then understand that if it's something that you feel like you can do and it's in your power to get there, do it. Don't let nobody stop you. That's it.
And I think one more point, like when you said like you can't do everything, I think that's a good thing that you can't do everything. I think
You
that there's
can't.
beauty
That's why there's
in-
different people.
Exactly.
We're all
Community
unique. We
is
can't all
necessary.
do the same.
Exactly.
We can't all be singers. First of
can't.
all, just think about that. If we all were singers, what would happen?
Who's playing?
There's nobody
directing?
buying the.
No, that's
Not even that.
real.
There's nobody to buy
That's
the content
real.
because we all doing it.
Exactly.
Who buying my album?
That's
because
true.
you worried about making yours.
Yeah.
But I'm not buying yours because I just exerted all my money to put mine out.
Yeah.
Anybody, if we were all dentists,
Yeah.
nobody would need dental work.
That's true.
Like
That's
you,
true.
we all somebody got to work at the 7-Eleven.
It's a beautiful mosaic.
Somebody got to work at the gas station.
It's true.
Somebody
and
gotta
that's why
sweep
even
up
with
these
entrepreneurship,
leaves.
people think like, oh, I don't know, nobody wants to work for nobody. There is beauty in working in a job. If that's what you're called to do it and do it well. Like I think that's what the scripture is talking about when it's talking about like the body. Like there are different parts of the body. Everybody can't be a foot.
Your
Everybody
eyeballs
can't be
don't
an ear.
walk.
Exactly.
That speaks to you can't do everything.
You can't. Exactly. That's my point.
You have a purpose.
Yeah.
The eyeballs don't walk.
Yeah. Do you know how painful that would
the
be?
toe, you know what I'm saying? Now, granted, y'all can say, oh, but there's people that lose limbs and then they use their limbs.
But that's
to
not what God
function
intended as far as like the body of Christ. I'm not talking about like physical bodies.
No, your foot wasn't supposed to eat.
No, that's true.
Because
That's
now
true.
you've kind of tweaked it and you've made it work for you, but that wasn't its original intent.
Exactly.
No harm intended.
Exactly.
That's not what the foot was supposed to do.
And of course there will always be like, because we're people and we're human and we're flawed, there will always be flaws, but yeah, the body is important and it's a mosaic. And I think find beauty in what you can't do. You know what I'm saying? Focus on what you can.
Right.
And what you can do, ask for help.
Right.
So yeah. So thanks Jordan for talking with me. So do you have anything you want to say to them or like
just do it. That's it.
Share with them. Okay.
Nothing else to say.
Anywhere they can find you or
Nope.
Okay.
You can't find me nowhere. It's
Can't
too many
find him
people
nowhere.
inboxing me and stuff.
Oh,
so You can't find me nowhere.
Well, he'll be back at some point. Just enjoy this and just enjoy this interview. I love him so much. He's so wise and so awesome, and he's a great friend, and I love him. So yay! Thanks for coming here, and talk to you guys later. Yay!